Hello everyone, it's nice to see you again. Recent information about the incident in which the rogue daughter-in-law, Meghan, blatantly shouted at her father-in-law, King Charles, is causing public outrage. There are ongoing tensions between Meghan Markle and King Charles, in which Meghan challenged herself to sell her own new product, the American Riviera Orchard, which has its own strawberry jam that can rival the product from King Charles's Highgrove. This was seen as a declaration of war, especially in light of her strained relationship with the royal family, following her and Prince Harry's explosive interview with Oprah. Refers to the denial by experts that there is a rivalry between the two sides. Meghan is seeking support from members of the royal family, such as Princess Eugenie and Princess Beatrice, for her new project, while spokesman Waylon Tate emphasized personalization and freedom in developing the business. Arrow brand. Smart businesswoman Meghan is so savvy that she has to learn what her father-in-law has done for many years, except she doesn't give it to charities. Oh no, I forgot she doesn't give it to charities. She takes from them wherever she goes. Oh no, it's really pointless. Is King Charles competing with a bad actress? What a ridiculous suggestion. I couldn't help but laugh. Please allow me to smirk. I think it's very clear who is competing with whom. King's products have been out for years, which makes her think she can just copy his products and it will be successful. Why not create something that no one else has done? She was in direct competition with Palace, and I am pretty sure they chuckled at the silliness of it. Meanwhile, the King Charles line has been for sale for years, with Meghan competing with King. King's products are well established and of good quality, whereas Meghan only offered a small selection to friends, without explaining the ingredients or quality. I don't think the King has to worry about her competition. She's really tiny, but maybe she doesn't know that. This is completely meaningless. No one in the UK will buy raspberry jam from the US, because the shipping costs would be huge. Everyone knows when they buy Highgrove jams the profits go to charities. But Harry's wife appears to be just trying to fund a lavish lifestyle of her own, or not. Can I eat her jam? Never. And I think if you are smart enough, you will refuse like me. I don't want to risk food poisoning from contaminated ingredients that are not regulated by the US FDA. King Charles is above all this nonsense and he has dignity. What does she, Meghan, want? A royal warrant. It's an American product if it is even mass-produced at all. Like the bottles of wine she's about to label with her fancy labels. Has she invested in the land? Does she monitor the fields and calculate whether they meet the criteria for organic production? No, I really doubt that. She's just competing with other celebrities who have been at it for decades. She or the person she is in charge of will oversee whatever her business plan indicates as she goes along. Other questions: has she submitted her product for testing by the Federal Food and Drug Administration? Does she have a liquor license? I guess not yet. Of course, the King would not lower himself to compete with the desperate woman who had never had an original thought in her head. Of course, she had to come out and say that King was trying to destroy her new operation. I am the victim, she would moan while smirking. People will likely buy one of her products for the novelty, such as a plate commemorating her wedding anniversary. Hopefully, she'll put Harry on the plate too. So when is the grand opening? Would her friends buy anything and then endorse it? We waited with bated breath. Or not. But I think maybe her brand doesn't want to compete. And as stated, that would be a lot worse than King Charles. However, it is Meghan who wants to compete and compare herself to something royal, even though she has severed her royal connections and maintains that this does not harm public perception. She doesn't understand it. What a surprise. She hasn't been smart or knowledgeable about a single one of her actions since the day she decided to win the affection of a prince. I don't find this new business venture to be smart or savvy, just a desperate attempt to hang on to her certain unearned royal title and the connection she thought would help her earn relevant points for wishful thinking. Now, if they are talking about the products he sells, okay, let's see. King's products have been reputable and sold well for many years. They are classy, and honestly, they carry the royal name. Markle pretended that she produced 50 jars of strawberry jam, 2 jars of raspberry jam, a handful of dog biscuits, and maybe a jar of jam. Wine? She will be away for 2 months, so it will be difficult to open her stall soon. So there are no sales. Oh, so what is Megawitch plotting now? Will attack King Charles III to give his seal of approval, or she will. Perhaps she was hoping that the King Charles III strain would have the same effect as it had on our beloved Queen. She has some off-putting ideas if she thinks there's any chance of him or any of the British royal family endorsing anything of hers, especially when the source and content are unknown. In any case, she knows very well what happened when she launched her jam sales at King Charles III. Highgrove Strawberry Preserve have soared, and the Trussell Trust has received donations, huge donation, because someone hacked into her website. I really don't think King Charles III will be the most stressed. What's so stressful? Some American wannabe is trying to get ahead of a respected brand he's been following for years. I think he's more likely to chuckle to his wife about it. The bee cannot see the loofah it is making for itself. When a PR article is published in the press, it must be meaningful. The man accused by a woman of making derogatory remarks about skin color will not compete with the woman who made the accusation. It doesn't make sense. Meghan Markle needs a better advertising team. The lies have to make sense. She's a terrible actress. So I confirm that there will be no competition. Any profits from Highgrove products go to Charles charities, generally those involved in organic farming and sustainability. Meghan can compete with that, because she's just doing this to make money. Why did he give her his seal of approval? He's a 73-year-old grandfather and the reigning monarch. Why should he compete with a middle-aged woman who is struggling to stay relevant and failing? His Highgrove store has been successful for many years and will obviously introduce new products. Chances are he hasn't even tasted the product and knows nothing about the provenance of the ingredients. If it is a royal warrant she is looking for, there are strict rules about who can have one of those, and a startup like Meghan doesn't qualify. Highgrove has been producing organic products long before it became fashionable, and all profits go to charity. Meghan hasn't even been approved by the FDA yet, and all her profits will go to herself. For that alone, King Charles III and Highgrove Dawn Tea need to live up to Meghan's low standards. When it comes to Beatrice and Eugenie, who would think that either sister would rush into an unproven business strategy in which a former royal, who promised not to trade on his royal connections, is dropping his family name to gain some traction? Anyone would give Meg and her bandaged dick products a very wide berth. I went to Buckingham Palace. The gardens were beautiful. I bought them from there because they were delicious, and the Duke's food was amazing. Plus the money went to charity. Unlike hers to herself, she's really bad and so are her products. Okay, I think saying that is enough to understand that this is just Meghan's jealousy. She's so mean. What do you guys think? Remember to comment so I can know. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to watch the latest videos. See you again.